Today is day 261 of the year of streaming and learning to code. We are continuing on here at freeCodeCamp. We are in the midst of, you know what? I think we saw this yesterday, but we forgot to acknowledge it. There's this notification here at the top. The freeCodeCamp community just launched Mail for Good, a tool we built to help nonprofits save money when sending emails to their supporters. Here's the story behind it. We can open that in a new tab, close out that notification. Again, ourselves, we are continuing on in the middle of the challenge we started last night, search and replace. We've got the first bit done, successfully replacing a word. Now we get to focus on part 2, more of a specific case, which they've noted here, is replacing a capitalized word with another capitalized word. So we'll tackle that. Let's check out their little non-profit tale momentarily. Every week, send an email blast to 1 million people who've signed up for freeCodeCamp.org. Highly deliverable emails sent through Amazon Web Services. They only cost our nonprofits a fraction each. This means if I'm able to send out 1 million emails while avoiding most spam filters for a grand total of only $100, that's pretty cool. For the past year, I've been using a new tool to send these emails, and it gives me a convenient browser interface with a lot of advanced email features. Lots of good stuff. Mail for Good. Ultra low cost. Cheapest way to send high deliverability email. All right, way cool. So, frequently asked questions, good times. Awesome, yay, go team, go CodeCamp community. Let's go ahead and back out of that. We're not quite there yet to being that awesome or helpful. We're still stuck here, trying to tinker with our challenges. But we will get there eventually. It's going to be a long journey, but we'll find a way. Note, once more, you know, we'll just run through this whole thing because we can. So, continuing on with what we were able to establish yesterday. Search and replace. Perform a search and replace on the sentence using the arguments provided and return the new sentence. First argument is the sentence to perform the search and replace on. The second argument is the word that you will be replacing before. And the third argument is what you'll be replacing the second argument with after. Note, preserve the case of the original word when you are replacing it. For example, if you mean to replace the word book with the word dog, it should be replaced as dog. Notice, book is capitalized, dog is lowercase, but we should be replacing it with a capital dog. Remember to use read, search, ask. If you get stuck, try to pair program, write your own code. Here's some helpful links. We'll crack them open just because. And should be mostly good from there. So we have 2 out of the 5. The other 3 are hindering on that little bit, the capitalization. So I think we need an if statement to pull that off. I think. How do we check if a word is capitalized? I feel like we need to use a regular expression to gauge if a letter is capitalized. I want to use splice. I want to do an if statement, have splice something and a 2 uppercase to check if a word is capitalized, if the first letter is capitalized. However, I think the best and proper way to do that would be to leverage a regular expression. Just a hunch I have. My issue with that is I'm not entirely certain how to set that up. And we're trying to keep this as, yet again, a shorter stream. Tomorrow we'll be back in the full swing of things time-wise. We may even do earlier midday streams, but that's kind of up in the air. Worst case, we do our usual minutes before midnight, and it just never ends. So we'll see how tomorrow goes, but we should be back to normal stream length times. Tonight we've got, hopefully, fingers crossed, another 20-minute session ahead of us. Now, what are we looking for? Regular expressions, patterns. I know they look for patterns, but what if we don't want a pattern? Number. Anything that's not a number, anything that is a number, and anything that's a symbol or not a word. And put hyphens between them. Well, damn. I guess we could do capital letter slash something. I want to do A through Z capital return match to lowercase. So I guess I would match to uppercase. Can I match without a regular expression? Let's try that. Check JavaScript. Check if letter is capitalized. Did I spell that right? I always get capital and capital wrong. I feel like I'm always spelling the wrong one. Let's check these couple. Variable character to uppercase. Alert upper is it. Wow, so that's really it. I'm just looking to see if it's upper or lowercase. That's all there is. Another way to test if the first metric is true, well, that's really cool because I want to just check the first character. Character at. Oh, those clever bastards. Character at. I was going to splice. I was going to do this whole awful thing. You know, character code is another cool one. Is it character code? Yeah, it's character code. We don't use that enough either. This would be another great case to utilize character code. In the meantime, though, let's look at what they've got here. This is a test 523 now. I equals 0. Character is an empty string. Wow, while loop. I need to use more while loops too. I just need to be a better programmer. That's what I've discovered after the last 261 days. I need to be better. That's been the common theme that I've run into over the last 260 plus days. Be better, Stephen. Be better. I less than or equal to string dot length character equals string character at I If is none, character times 1, alert, character is numeric, else. If character equals character dot uppercase, alert blah. So it's still just that. They really are, I mean, they are checking the character at because they're looping through. But really, the actual filter is just this. So that's kind of cool. 2 uppercase, blah, blah, blah. I++. Fascinating. Let's see what we've come across here in this second one. Is it possible in JavaScript to find out if the first letter of a word is a capital letter? Some word, console log, word 0, 2 uppercase. Oh, that's checking it. If word 0 equals that, it will log it. Some word a through z dot test, word 0. Oh, interesting. Because I assume it will check that first letter in that word, so that's cool. This would be the, I guess, replace method? I'm not too sure. Okay, well, if that's the case, then we're just going to concoct our own solution based off that, so that's pretty cool. How do I make? No, we're not interested in making it. That we can do. Yeah, we know to do our own string and split stuff and blah, blah, blah. We're going to get there. That's going to be splice. Okay, we're good. We're excited. Awesome. So, piecing together our nightmare as we continue on. Currently, we have function by replace, 3 parameters, string, which is this ungodly sentence. We've got before, which is the word we are going to be replacing within the sentence. So here is store, this last bit at the end of the sentence, store, and we're swapping it out for the third parameter after, mall. So it becomes, instead of let's go to the store, let's go to the mall. Store dies, mall is born. We're currently taking variable string array. We're just splitting the string, right? Pretty cool. On the spaces. Here, we're taking string array, and then we're splicing string array, index of before this whole word. So we're tracking down the index of this word in our string array. Pretty clever, right? We are removing one item at that spot, and then we are shoving in after. And then we're joining everything on spaces. So currently, it works beautifully for what we need. But that's only 2 of the 5 X's that we need. So now that we've checked how to check if it's capitalized or not, we can go ahead and start mixing in our own variable. Again, we should be using regular expression. I'd love to use that. It did seem basic, especially from the example we used, but in my mind, the way I see it currently is sort of a Frankenstein cocktail of splice with an if statement, and yeah, it's going to get weird, but it'll be good. It'll be good. Hey, Topher, how are you doing? How's your evening going? We are in the midst of finishing up this Kata. I say finishing up. It was a lot of backtracking over yesterday. Now we're just here to knock out these last little bits, and it should be good. Should be good. Then we get to go to sleep. Fingers crossed it's another short stream for tonight. Have you looked into character code at? Yes. Well, we remembered character code as we were looking through in this first example we found as far as checking capitalized letters was this example, and we saw that they were referencing. See, this is very similar to what I was thinking of using. Not the prettiest, but just a generic if statement, checking 2 uppercase. But what sparked my memory of character code was the character at. And then I remembered in some of our other challenges we've used character code before. I'm pretty sure it was actually to identify a capital letter even. So both capital and lowercase letters. So character code at is very handy. I think it would be around the 60 to 90 range. It's like 67 to 91 or some weird obscure thing like that for the capital letters. We vaguely remember, but again, this is the nightmare we've envisioned, so I think we'll just stick with that for now. I really should put forth the effort to try and implement regular expressions. Even the regular expression solution right here, pretty straightforward. az.test for whatever we're looking for. I mean, that's not that hard. Way prettier, more concise, efficient, better overall than this. I don't know what it is. I think the other reason why I like seeing these longer breakdowns is because I can visualize it more easily. It's like I can see the actual steps. Sort of like if you were to... I don't even know any... what a good example of machinery. I assume it's... maybe like a pasta machine or something where they put the stuff in and then it gets flattened through the gears and wheels and stuff. I can see all of that getting processed in something like this as each little bit transforms and goes through. Here, I feel like it's just jumping the gun. I feel like this is what math teachers see in school, how they always tell students to write out all their work for their problems. I feel like this is the kid who just, or student, whomever, just sees the problem and writes the answer, and they don't show any of the steps in between. This seems like black magic to me. I know it works, and I know how it works. It's just not quite comfortable to use yet. Character code is very specific, and it is closer to this as it is thought out, but that's just my 2 cents. We're rambling, but yeah. Turbo Gates, I think that's what it's called. 65, I think, is A. Okay, we were close-ish. 67. Not terribly off for a guy who has no idea what he's talking about. But yeah, continuing on. Maybe my concerns of seeing it get processed is all insane. Maybe it's just all in my head. It's probably just the noob inside me. Overly concerned. Overthinking things. Where do I want to put this? If blah 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 do that. I think this will actually be our else statement that we're returning. From here, I believe real expressions are scary sometimes. Alright, well that is comforting to hear for some of them. It's just like that, they seem so... it seems like a very slippery slope, because a lot of the times it seems like it is so concise and straightforward. This seems like an unbelievably straightforward concept, but I feel like it could quickly get out of hand and confusing if you don't fully understand how to wield that particular tool. And I don't have the confidence to use it properly yet. I know the only way I'm going to get that confidence is if I use it more frequently, but I feel like I'm not even there yet. We will get there, though. One day. We can dream. Okay. If something or other, if something happens, we want this to happen, else we want this to happen. Yeah, way cool. Tab, blah, blah, blah. Maybe we want that return statement to go inside the else. Copy. I I think we do want that return statement to go inside. Wait a second. It would be the same song and dance whether the return is inside the else or if the return was inside the if. If they both run, they're both going to end up returning down here. We can leave that for now. Leave the return outside of the if statement for now. Let's set up what we need to occur. If it's capitalized, if string index of before I'm not even sure what to do. String index of copy Topher, so what's your plan after you surpass 365 days of streaming and learning to code? I will still continue to learn how to code. I will still try to do it daily, but the main thing is, again, it kind of turned, also side note, hold on, year, Erie 5, Y, Re 5, where Python, JavaScript, but close. Anyways, so continuing on after 365 days of the year of streaming and learning to code, right now this whole thing, I didn't really have a goal on when I started aside from the duration, and just that I would stream coding every day. What it is turned into after 260 days, and even much earlier than that, was capturing all of the learning process so far on stream. And it's turned into, I got curious to see how far one could get by coding every single day, and I wouldn't say putting in tons of effort, but just a lot of consistency and dedication, not missing a day. But I feel like if I'm able to make this much progress with either 20 minutes to an hour and a half, maybe 2 hours a day, don't mind me, that's the alarm to stop, but we're going to keep forging ahead. If I can make this much progress over a year with just 20 minutes a day or 30 minutes or 45 minutes a day, and I've reset the clock so many times, both at Code Academy and freeCodeCamp and Code Wars and juggling all of those, I think that would be a good minimum benchmark to be able to show anyone who's interested in coding how far they could easily surpass that if they were to spend just a couple hours a day focused on one plan. If someone wanted to go out and learn Node.js, you could clearly see how much further you can make it than I did in just 6 months. Now, I realize anyone can probably already see that now, but I don't know why I found that interesting. Again, I also like the learning process to see all of these different sites, what they focused on in the beginning. I think that'll be, in hindsight, good perspective, kind of like how I tackled all the free languages at Code Academy. So come the year mark, when it comes to the year mark, the biggest difference is that I'm going to start learning off stream. So that'll be cool. I'll be able to, I think, spend more time reading things online, other documentation I can really take. I don't want to just stream me reading through documentation on MDN. And I think that would be a huge asset. Just take a little bit of time, sit down, and focus on all the examples that MDN has to offer. Basically just memorize their examples and really come to terms with all that kind of stuff. But I'm not doing any of that right now. It's just all kind of fly-by-wire, flying by the seat of my pants almost, and just kind of going with the flow. So, again, not an ideal learning situation. I totally realize that this year of streaming and learning to code is not optimal by any means, but we're 260 days into this journey. We definitely can make changes and modify things here and there. That's why I'm definitely open to the user-submitted projects or other things like that. When people want to throw hints out in chat, tips, assist, whatever, that is all definitely appreciated. But yeah, probably a longer, uglier answer than you wanted. But that's what I've got planned. So more coding. It just won't all be captured on stream. And that'll probably open up time. I think I'm going to make a larger effort to stream other things, gaming, all the other stuff that I envisioned the Twitch stream would be, that I realized I couldn't do initially off the bat. So yeah, that. Good times. Good times. Okay. Setting up the if statement. We want stuff and such. If this, no, if before is capitalized, if blank is capitalized, it was really straightforward. Yeah, word 0 is equivalent to that. Then we're golden. Then we want to capitalize. That's what it is. Then we want to capitalize if before is equivalent to before dot to uppercase. I'm going to give you a monolithic full stack project. That's fine. That's totally cool. Well, okay, so the other thing too, leading up to the end of the year of programming as well, kind of like a month before, I think. I don't know what I'm going to do for the last day, and I'm just still compiling on what I want it to be. Because again, that's also like the holiday season, so I know there's going to be lots of family time stuff too around that time. I don't think I'm going to do a 24-hour stream the last day, but I kind of want to just start a project on the last day and see how big of sort of a full stack project that I can create. I want to see what I can make with my year of less than optimal learning. That's the other thing. I want to see what I can do, what I can show others, and I know it's not going to be pretty or anything overly grand, but just how much of a shit show, how big of a castle of crap that I can possibly build. So yeah, that's that. But with doing that, that also means for me to make something semi-successful, I'm going to really need to make a big push no later than the beginning of December to start doing more personal projects. But I know for me to actually make that big push to more personal projects starting, I kind of want all of December to be personal projects. That way I can do a massive push for one big personal project on the last day of the year. But that means for the 2 months before December, which would be October and November, which is coming up in just 10 days, then that means I need to start implementing more tiny side projects, every couple days or at least once a week, maybe twice a week, just so I can start to get used to that, similar to the ones that we've done before, the one that you're making, and the one that Tenacious Raptor hooked us up with. So I just need to start doing little things, even like this. The difference of running this in freeCodeCamp, I can even take these or even take the challenges from Code Academy and just like run them on my computer. Even something as basic as that, but just get used to operating off of my machine and out of these tutorial sites. So yeah, that's my high hopes. Worst case, I just keep writing out challenges throughout the end of the year, but that doesn't exactly feel climactic. So it would still work even if I just write out challenges to the end of the year and I try and make a project and suffer through that last day. But I think that it's going to be 6 hours of me figuring out how to use Atom. Just like with the last project, the whole first day or two was figuring out where the damn file path was. Basic things, just because I hadn't had to deal with file paths for setting up code before. Obviously, I know how to save documents for a given file path and find things, but not on a coding application before where things are all interconnected to each other and referencing one another. So, anywho, newbie programmer problems, right? Topher, gonna give you monolithic full stack. No promises. Oh god, no promises. I will be done by then, but I will try. Oh, good. Can't wait. Give us some 3-month-long project. Just don't even just send us one of your consulting jobs. Just don't even tell us. We'll just start doing work for you. We'll have no idea. We'll just think it's a really painful project. Free labor. What are we looking for? Okay. Here's this. Checking for capital. Okay, so if it's capitalized, if uppercase, then we want to basically do this exact same thing, but instead of shoving that in, we want after to be capitalized. So we should actually set up another variable in here. We can call it upper or capital. Tough call. We'll call it case. We'll call it case because that's a lot shorter and we will know what it's doing. We'll call it uCase with capital C. So, uCase. Upcase, uCase. Good enough. uCase will be, we're going to splice after. Oh, but we would need to split after. You do character at I. I wonder if I need a for loop to use character at. I have so many questions. We don't even need to have it in the if case. We could just reference it. We could set it up as a global variable as well. And then we could just have what we want to process out here, which is nice because then it lets Steven return things. Return. Watch this. So here, let's try character at. Because I think if we just do uCase equals, I kind of want to just do character at 0 after dot to uppercase. This is the world. This is the world that I want to live in. I'm concerned that it needs to be I or some shit like that and set up a whole for loop and blah blah blah. But it would be great if I could just have after tell it that I want the character at 0 and make it uppercase and return ucase, and for it to just be happy and for it to just work. See, cannot read to uppercase, undefined. My other concern is that it is a string. Maybe if I were to do dot split, how weird would that be? Dot split on each character. Run test. Oh, can't read property 0, undefined. Your mother. Damn. I bet we need to do a for loop. This probably needs to be an I. Damn. Are you checking if the entire string is capitalized, or did you just mean to check the first character, just the first character, before 0? Oh, I knew that. Our damn example even had that. The where'd it go? It was this one. See, very straightforward. Ta-da! That was us. That was our inspiration to continue on. That was going to be our if statement, or our if condition. And then we were going to run. Where'd it go? One of these had it. Yeah, this. The string to upcase, concatenating the rest of the string, but we were going to splice and slice and blah, blah, blah. All that stuff inside. But then I was wondering if I could simply do the following for after, but I guess not. Maybe I'm smashing too much stuff together. I think I'm missing something. Maybe it's the for loop, because here in the other example, they used a while loop with character at. But it is still string. Character at I, you know? Why can't I do character at 0? That's what I want. Poor, sad, confused Steven. Aimlessly coding his heart out. 261 days of confusion. Joel Devs. Remember, character at is a method. Fast. I feel like there should be a bigger light bulb going off. It smells like that's critical. And I want to be... I am grateful for the hint. I'm sad because I don't know what that tool actually means. I don't know how appreciative to be regarding that particular statement, because it's a question of bracket. Oh. So it shouldn't be brackets. Is that what you're telling me? Is that... Okay, see, that's the light bulb we're going for. Thank you for that. Okay. Gotcha. Clever. Here we go. Not brackets. Donka Joel and Eerie 5 something 5. Captain 5. God, we gotta work on our usernames. Bad Steven. Bad Steven. Ha! We got an L. Suck on that, freeCodeCamp. Steven birthed an L. I mean, thanks to a handful of other people, but yes, good. Good. Okay, so now that we've done that, now that we can uppercase a single letter, we want to think it through, Steven. Think it through. Come on. You can do this. Use that brain of yours. Good God, I mean, your grandfather helped in World War II. The least you can do is figure out how to capitalize a freaking letter. So now we want to okay, hold on. Two different things. That's exactly what we wanted. That is exactly what we wanted. Now we need to finish slicing. We need to slice from the thing on. We are concatenating. And you can do this. The rest of the word. Because here, we're going to do a very similar thing with replace, but instead of after copy, it's going to be ucase. Cool. But it's going to be some nightmare, and I'm pretty sure it's after and slice dot slice. That letter, slice, I think it's just one on. Let's try that. Let's run this. Ha! I birthed the whole word. It's leaped. I did it. We're gonna get there. Also, if you can really help it, try not to access your string like an array. Oh, is that bad? It's bad, isn't it? It's okay for now because I'm an idiot, but good pro tip. We will remember that in the future. I don't like accessing my strings like an array. See here, we have string array, where we're actually splitting it into an array and then referencing it later. So this is weird. It's just because I was trying to power through the stream and it's not pretty. Less than ideal. But good to know. That's a handy industry tip. Noted. Let's take this, and now what are we doing? We are taking string array, splice, blah blah blah. Is it really going to carry this over? I guess it will. Okay, let's give it a shot. Ha! I did it! Look at that. Steven figured it out. How cool is that? Let's look at it. It's a bit of a Frankenstein. I mean, it wouldn't be your first pick to take this particular gal to the homecoming dance or prom, but, you know, she's got a great personality. They're spunky. This is the person you should take to the prom, because they're interesting, but yeah, no, I mean, I definitely wouldn't want to put my mouth on this code, but that's just me. So, let's go ahead, clear out the weird comments, and let's do this. Oh, how great is that? So, a rundown of what's to come is function, my replace. We've got string before and after. String is the full sentence, before is the word in the sentence that we need to replace, like jumped, and then replaced with leaped. Yes, good. Now, onwards, hold the phone. Did that actually work? That did work. Oh, that's so cool. That's fantastic. Anyways, string before and after, string array, string dot split, ucase after character at, to uppercase, concatenating after dot slice 1, and then we have our if statement before 0, equivalent to before 0 to uppercase, if that first letter is capitalized in before. Then we will go through and implement ucase, where we capitalize the first letter of after, and splice and do all that good stuff. Things get replaced, else we just run it as is, with after in its lowercase form, and we return string array with our join, and everyone lives. What a great story. You did it. With the help of a few others at that. So let's go ahead and submit this. Go to our profile. We've got potentially Pig Latin on the horizon for tomorrow. We may swing back to Code Wars. I'm not sure when. Topher, any idea when that project might be done? Totally cool if it takes a while. We've got plenty to do in the meantime, just trying to gauge for the future. I didn't know if you were just sitting on a finished project. We could consider chipping away at it tomorrow. I'd assume it's not ready yet. Wasn't expecting it to be, but that's that. Also, it would be cool if you were there for the inaugural, yes, start of that particular project. No clue. Still planning it. Hell yeah. So that means we've got freeCodeCamp, well, let's see, freeCodeCamp, Code Wars, or maybe a personal project of our own. Yeah. Nothing like fall on our face live stream. That's what we like to do. So let's close out of this noise. Check out our profile thus far. We can back out. Good times. 261 items down here at freeCodeCamp. Thank you again to anyone and everyone who stopped by to view the stream, and especially to those who help assist and guide us with their handy and helpful tips. Today we had Topher Gates. We're going to try Wiry 5? Eerie 5-ware. There's a 5-ware, and thank you for stopping by and hanging out. Topher Gates, Joel Devs, and anyone else who accidentally stumbled in here to view the stream. Thank you very much, because any and all views are greatly appreciated. Couple last comments. Can't really help it. Try not to access string like an array. Why not? Means string 0 like an array. That way. Yeah, I know what you mean. Why, though? Good job finishing. No clue. Still planning it. Way cool. Good. All the T's are crossed. All the I's are dotted. Backing out to OBS. Day 261 of the year of streaming and learning to code comes to an end. The adventure continues tomorrow. Day 262. In the meantime, we are backing out. Stopping the stream. Are you sure you want to stop the stream? Hell yeah. Kill it.